Hello everyone and welcome back to our project where we build CRM system from scratch. And let's continue our work. So let's start everything that we need. Okay, we have Tailwind, we have Bond server, and we have bundle. So last time we worked on the navigation between the tabs in the card, and now I want to get the nodes implemented. So implement adding and listing nodes in the card, right? So we have our Zoho example here, where we basically, if I remove this guy, we have just a text area first. So add a text area first, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So we have our content container, which is fine. This is the function that is rendering the nodes content. So it has a title and the content, and inside of that content now we just render text, but we want to have like this stuff. So as we learned before in the previous video, it's a good thing to have flags everywhere, basically. That's maybe the approach that I will take from now on. I don't know if it's if it has some issues down the line. We will see. If it does, maybe we'll have to fix them. But for now, as I see, it makes sense to keep flags everywhere down the hierarchy of the DOM nodes. So let's create basically it will be like it will be I guess it will be, first of all we need text area, right? But I'm not sure if I need extra container for that or not to style it properly. I don't know yet. So let's see. If I do like margin for background color, same as this guy. Background slate 200. Okay, so yeah, it will not be enough. I will need to have some kind of container for that, actually. So it will be like div text area container, right? And basically text area will go like that. Okay, I see. Maybe I need padding for that. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, so it's a padding. Well, and if I have the same stuff for my text area, is it? No, so text area is not, cannot do it. So yeah, we will need to have this kind of parent, which is fine for us. Let's maybe do, for now, let's maybe do the current tab as a notes by default. Right. So we have our notes. Let's add some little bit of margin, I guess. Right. And maybe this one has to be a slightly lighter. Yeah, like that. And then we can say that the placeholder will be write your notes here. And then it can be padding 2. And rounded medium as well. And maybe let's do text black, I guess. Maybe font black, how it's called. Oh, that's no good. What is going on with the font here? So is it coming from the background? Is it really? No, it's not about the background. So color, text black. It is text black. Okay. Oh, maybe it's like placeholder text black. Oh, that's what I want. Right. And maybe it can be text slate 800. Like that. Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe make padding slightly smaller, like that. I guess I will need background that is not as black. So I use background slate 200 for that, but I guess I need something in between, like 150, right? So let's see. So I have I can just pick this color and say that this is the color now. I can say background color, like that, and then just pick it and do it slightly lighter, maybe like that. Yeah, this will be our 150. The same will go for this guy. So now they are like slightly lighter. Maybe we wanna do a little bit. Like that. Okay. Let's put me back here. Okay. Now it's kind of fine. Right. And let's do the same outline color. Is it even working? I'm not sure. Oh. Oh, no, that's not the place. This is the place. Okay. Now, so for the height, initially render text area with a smaller height. Right? How do we do that? Text area. So we have we need to understand how to put a height on text area. I don't quite get it, what it means. So they specify the columns. It says what is the calls? Okay, so it's supported everywhere, which is good. In general, rows and calls attributes to allow you to specify an exact size to take. The browser defaults can differ. But what are they? A visible width of the text control and rows, number of visible text lines for the control. If it is specified, it must be a positive integer. If it is not specified, the default value is 2. Okay, so let's do like rows equals 1, for example, right? And then you click on it and it grows, right? So on focus, increase the text area rows to, I don't know, to some increase text area rows. Basically, we will figure out which one we want. Is it focus? I guess. Right. And we will say rows will be 5, for example. Like that. And then on blur, we will say rows is 1. Like that. Okay. Can we do the transition if we use rows? Because I guess we can't. The transitions are only available maybe for CSS. So they are like doing some acrobatics here with, oh my god. So I don't know if you need that much. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So they have like these, everything in here is just to render text area. Yeah, I get that. I get it that they have more functionality than we do, like they have buttons and stuff. But still, like, look at our document tree, text area, boom, you're good. Yeah, that's just sad reality of web development. Okay. Maybe it's good. Excuse me. Maybe it's good because it's easy to do a good job. The bar is so low. Okay, so we will say rows default equals 1. Maybe text area rows like that, and rows text area rows expanded equals 5. Maybe focused. Expanded. Okay. So we can do that. Yeah, I don't care about transitions for now. I mean, I can spend so much time on transitions, I guess. So for now, we will just leave them as they are. Okay, so now we wanna add some buttons. Add, save, and cancel buttons, right? And they should be added to the div area container, right? Over here, we wanna say like button save and button cancel. we probably need some container for these guys. Right. And how do I usually render buttons? You can just copy this guy. Right? Yeah. You can just copy this guy. Let's see. Yeah, so we can just do like that. And for the cancel, we can do like that. Okay, and the only thing that will be different is the size. And also this guy has to be like flex, and maybe we'll have some kind of gap way. Right, so the padding will be different, I guess. So the padding is 8 on the y-axis. The padding is 8 on y-axis. And I want a smaller padding. And if I say 0.5, it's still, oh, it's 2 now. Like that it's 4, and 0.5 it's 2, but it doesn't matter, as I see. It doesn't matter. Maybe we can justify center. Oh no, so sorry, item center. Okay, now I see. So if we justify, then it's all good. All good. And we can do it like 1. Right. 1 here. And 3 here. Right, and we can do gap between those guys. Well, not the gap, I guess. Maybe it is a gap, I don't know. Let's see. Okay. I like that this button is like more prominent and this is not as prominent. Maybe we need to do it. I don't know. So their color is just different. It's like more. Yeah, we don't have such a color. So we will stick to that now. Maybe later when I will be adjusting all the colors, I can pick a better one. Even this one is fine. Yeah. Okay. So we added the buttons, then show the buttons only if we are focused. Right. Maybe we don't even wanna render them if we are not focused. Let's think about it. Do we want to hide them and show, or do we want not only, do we not even want to render them? Ideally, we don't even want to render them, but they don't matter actually as much. Because we don't render the whole tab if it's not shown, so we can actually render them all the time, and then we can have like references, so elements. Let's maybe do like elements nodes over here. And it will be button save, which is HTML button element, and button cancel. Right, like that. And we can save the references over here. Right. Okay. Now we can say like hidden and over here we can say class list remove hidden. And we can also do like assert defined. Right. So now we render them, render the text area without the buttons. I'm going to click, we show them, and when we blur, we kind of want to do similar stuff, but hide them. Maybe we want to do them in the beginning, like say render buttons, like that. Yeah, if we just do do everything for the buttons in one place, then we can scope it and call it like that. And that way it's like, you might be curious why I'm not extracting that immediately to a function, because I don't know yet. I don't have confidence that that's what we want to do. So I just do similar stuff in two places, and I scope them anyway. So that's like almost like a function, but it's not. But it's very easy to go from that block to a function if I need to. And it's very easy to hide if I just wanna keep working on the code, right? Okay. So now we can like go back and forth, but this guy does not do it that way for some reason. So they don't hide it. They don't hide it. I don't know why they don't hide it. To me it makes sense to hide it. Maybe if we write down something, then we don't hide it. That makes sense. Right. So that's what I want to do. Hide, collapse the text area and hide the buttons only if there is no text in text area, right? So here we say like text area value, I guess. Let's see what's inside of that guy first. Okay, so this is empty, and if I say A, it's A. Okay. So if this guy is more than 0, then we just return. If you have something in it, we don't want to collapse, right? If we don't have anything, we collapse. Yeah, that makes sense more than just never collapsing at all, right? Okay. And then we also wanna change the style of save button. Make the save button transparent. If change the save button's opacity if there is no value in the text area, right? So if we just do like what is it like change or input? We will see. So we will see. Oh, okay, so that's not what we want to do. We want to do input, I guess. Yeah. So it will be input, and we want to say like that. If node's length is more than 0, then we want to say that opacity 70, I guess. No. remove opacity 70, and if it is like that, then add. Okay, and at the very beginning we want to have it with opacity already. So we render it with opacity like that, then we type something, it becomes active. If we remove, it becomes also like that. Okay. Okay. We can say that class button save opacity is like opacity 70, and just use it because it has to be the same everywhere, right? Okay. Now when we've done this, we wanna implement cancel. Implement on cancel click, collapse the text area and hide the buttons. Basically, that's what we wanna do. Right. So how do we do that? Yeah, now I see that that makes sense to extract. It will be like I will wait for a while. Before doing that, I will try to wait a little bit more when we get to these guys. I think. No, that's good enough. Yeah, that's a good moment to extract. So we basically, this is where we hide them, right? So let's say render buttons hide. Yeah, maybe render controls hide, because we will have more than buttons here, and we can just do it like that. Right, render controls hide, and here we can say render controls show, and it will be exactly almost the same but slightly different. Okay, which is actually like we are changing the class only, so I'm still not sure whether I should call them like render, or maybe I should like generate some classes, and then in this case it makes sense to call them render, I guess. Anyway, so on cancel we wanna say render controls hide, and we also wanna say that render text area collapse. Right. maybe we can do like expand as well, so it just looks consistent, right? Yeah. And here we can say render text area collapse, and that's basically it. And we implemented the cancel situation, and we also want to say that elements nodes, we want to take the text area, which is here, and say value equals empty string. Okay. Okay, so what do we do with saving? When we click save, we want to actually, let's see. So we click save and we clear and collapse everything in the text area, and we add a node. So that's interesting. So add nodes array to somewhere in the state. We want to make a place for that, right? So in our state, right now we can say, well, it's not going to be a global state anyway, right? There is no need for it to be global. Well, yeah, it's not going to be global state, but it will be like a card state, basically, because when we open a card, like when we just render pipeline, we don't need nodes, right? But when we open a card and we have timeline, for example, we still don't need nodes. But when we click nodes, that's when we will in the future go to the server, or load the nodes and show them to you, right? So basically, in somewhere in card state, it will be either card state or like node state. Maybe it will be like here. Maybe it will be like in the nodes we will have like state nodes, right? And this state will actually contain all the nodes. So it will be like some kind of object, and in that object we will have like nodes history, and it will be an array of like author, and then it will be like date, and node text, node text, and that's it, I guess. Why is it a link? It's not clickable. Why do they show me a link here? I don't know. So let's maybe render immediately something just for now. Well, no, let's just keep it simple. Let's just keep it empty, and then on save, we can say state nodes, nodes history, splice, and it will be a new object which will be author. This is, I guess, yeah, author name. Then it will be date, new date. Node text will be this guy. Well, what happens if it's empty? Then we actually go away, right? If it's empty, we actually go away. We don't do anything like that. If it's not empty, we can say nodes value, and that's it, right? We have author, date, and node text. How do we call card author? Do we have such a thing? Timeline event. Yeah, it's also author. I just want to make sure that we name same things in the application with same name. Okay, so we push this guy. Let's just log it for now. We push it. We have our first node, then we push my second node, and this guy goes into the very beginning. Yeah, nice. So this is done. We are adding node to the state, and then we want to render them, right? We want to render nodes. Maybe we can even copy this guy and say that this is our initial state, right? Like that, and we want render nodes on initial render. So when we have right now the text area, so we can hide that guy. Okay, so we have content. In the content we have text area container, and also we want to have like div nodes history container. Okay, and here we wanna go through every node, just render this kind of document, sorry, this kind of element. For node of state nodes history, we wanna say that we have like div node history entry, and then inside of that div node we will have author name. I don't need this avatar for now, I don't care about that for now, but we want to have name, date, and node. So it will be a flex container, flex row, and then inside of that we will have another container, div node left, maybe it's like div left, maybe node left, and then inside of the div node left we will have extra kind of maybe it will be like do we need a G for that? No, I guess it will be like span author, right? And inner text will be node author. Then we will have span date, node date, node author. Well, yeah, that's fine, that's also okay. And here we will have inner text will be how did we format the dates here? How to format the date consistently, so we can go and see in the history we have timeline, we have span text. Okay, so we have render timeline event, it's a function it has date, which is, oh fuck, we don't render real date. Okay, yeah, we'll need to fix that. Okay, that's fine. So it will be like yeah, we can do, for now we can do just very simple stuff like date to ISO string to date to time string, I guess. We'll do just some very basic stuff, and maybe we can like work on dates more properly later. So we have that, and then let's add it. Author and date. So we have a div with flex. So we have a div that is like left side, and on this left side we actually want to have two divs, so we actually want to have like extra div here, which will be row 0, right? And this row 0 will have these guys like that, and left will have row 0, and yeah, so let's just go ahead and add these guys. Okay. So we are adding it to the row 0 actually, and so we have a left container, right? Left container will have these elements, and then it's flex, so it will have actually yeah, so we have like, let's start with very beginning. We have history entry, right? It's like the whole container, right? Then this container is flex, so we will have like left side and right side. So that's why this one is called left. So left side will have two rows. One is a top row and another one is bottom row. So we have row 0, and we will need to have row 1, right? In the row 0 we have this guy is actually flex as well, and inside of that we have span for the author name, then we have span for the date, and we can even do like font semi-bold for that, right? And date will be like text slate like 600 for example. Maybe no, maybe it's gonna be font light, right? Okay, so we have two labels at the top and one note in the bottom. In the bottom maybe I can even have just yeah, just for consistency we will have them like as a row, and inside of that we will have like span note text, right? Build node text. That's it. Let's see. And okay, so I forgot to add all of that stuff. So node left goes to the history, right? And history goes to the container, like that. So we have our container, which actually goes over here. After the text data container, we have the next container for the history, and then we add every history entry into that. Yeah. And this is flex call actually. So So now we have some nodes. They look terrible, but that's fine. Let's clean them up. Yeah, I don't care about that for now. We'll need to maybe keep this to-do for the future. Implement a proper and consistent formatting for dates. So this is just to-do task for the future, and render nodes on initial render. So we do that. Make the nodes look nice. Right. Make the nodes look nice. What is nice? So text small, I guess. Maybe not as small. Well, it's either regular or small. So maybe we wanna do like medium here, like that. And also we wanna do like, in general, we wanna do the padding. Like that. So we have no, maybe that's not the right place. Maybe it is the right place. Usually it is the right place to have like maybe over here, like padding, right? Okay. And then we can do like, what is that? Do we have such a thing? I don't know, it's just maybe add a little bubble that separates the author and the date. A little bubble, I need a bubble. So for that we can say like div bubble, right? And it will be like width 1, height 1, rounded 3 extra large, and it will be between these guys, and the background will be slate. Okay, I see it, but it's not the best. Okay, so we probably need like item center. Yeah, and it's not even visible, so let's maybe do it like that. And then we can do like gap x2 for like that. Right. Okay. That's nice. And then the date should be, I guess, small. Yeah. Okay, and then every node, my second node, will have a border. So every node will have like border bottom. Let's try this one. Is it even visible? It's not even visible. Oh yeah, I forgot. So we need to say border and then border. Like that. I always forget about it. Like that. Okay, and let's add some more padding, I guess. Some more padding. So padding X will be the same, padding Y will be more higher, like that. Maybe not. Where is the nodes? The node text. So the bubble is down. The node text. It's over here, but I don't see it. Oh, flex con. For some reason, it's empty. Oh yeah, of course it's empty. Like that. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. So the text should be, I guess, small too. Maybe not small, but light. Yeah. Just light. And let's do some more padding here. Right. Maybe we can decrease this guy like that. Now, yeah, it's fine. Now it's totally fine. We can even do the date color. How do I font color? Text slate A600 maybe. 700. Like that. Yeah, that's fine. They look nice. And then when we add a new node, and click save, we want to prepend this new node in the list, to the list. Right. So on click save, right, we are applying to the state right, and then What the hell is that? Okay, and then we want to render node. Right, we want to render the node. And to do that, we actually want to take the whole stuff like this and move it so we can call it right, we can say like that. And it will be called render node, how do you say it? Node history entry. Right. Okay. Let's double check that it works. It's not working. Node is not defined. Yeah, so it should get a node, which is like this thing over here, and we can say that the type of the node, CRM card node, is this type, right? And we can even put it somewhere at the top as a type. Right. Okay. And now we will not pass it here, and that's it. No, it's not enough. Oh yeah, CRM card, no, of course. Okay, so we got it working back, and now we want to actually use it. In the text area, when we have our save button, we wanna say like this is a node, new, right? And then we say like render card node, how you call it? Render node history entry. Maybe let's call it card node history entry. Right. What the hell is that? Sometimes it breaks. So sometimes when I change text with multi-cursor and the text is collapsed, it's not working sometimes. So I have like to make sure that I can see everything, and then I do the multi-select and I say card node, and now it works. Okay, and we want to call it over here with node new, right? And we get back leave node history entry and we can say that we can add it back here, right? Well, not like that actually, not like that, because we can say that we wanna actually prepend. I always forgot how to prepend. Is that the one? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so it's working, and we want to collapse the same way we collapse here. So we hide the controls and we collapse the text area and we clean up the text area, right? Like that. So if I say my new node is super cool, I have my new node super cool, and it's all good, all good. Yeah, I guess it works. Let's try something more. So cancel is fine. Hello world, and it's here. And let's maybe by clicking on the node's title with shift, I guess. If event shift key, how do I check it? Is true, console log state nodes, like that. State nodes, I have it here, so why can't I just log it? Oh, it's not there. How is it called? State state nodes, and it's inside the right side, right? Okay, and this guy is also inside, right? Okay, I kind of lost. That's one of the disadvantages to the style that how I structure the code. Sometimes you get lost, but it's not as big of a deal compared to when you get lost with React, for example, and you don't know what is going on and spend 2 days to understand the flow. So let's maybe just expand everything and then see where it is. Okay, so div nodes history container, div tab nodes, right? Okay, so we have that in the tab. Right? So maybe that's not a good idea. So it's over there. I don't quite. So yeah, I need to have it actually slightly upper, I guess. Right. Yeah, I have this over here, and let's see. This for navigation. So inside of navigation, we have this state, right? Yeah, so this state inside the function. It's inside the function of rendering a concrete tab, and my tab is not there. So maybe it's a good idea to not have it like that, but put it somewhere where we can reach our state, which is actually our div here, right? And it's just slightly below. Let's just see where it is. So basically this is the div. Yeah, so we can just maybe even not here, maybe not even here, maybe just in the history container. Yeah, we can go down. So what I want to do, actually I didn't explain. So what I want to do is, by holding the shift key and pressing anywhere here, I can see the state of the node's history, right? Maybe not even node's history, I want to see every state. Yeah, so it makes sense to actually add it at the very top. Right. So now I can shift click and see the state any moment, right? And if I create a new node, I create it at the very beginning, and I can double check that this is in the state as well, and I have it in the very beginning. Okay, so that's cool. That's very cool. Right. That's very cool. Yeah. I think we are done here. We successfully implemented adding and listing nodes in the cart. Let's review the code. So some styling. Okay, so by default, I wanna stay in the timeline, so we will discard that guy. We have a new type for the card node, and we found some missing functionality. That's fine. Okay, so now we have some state for the cards. Maybe we can remove this one as well, just so that we don't have this dummy state here. We can just have it simply like that. Right. So we have our state, some references to elements. Then we have some debug situation, and so that's all good. Then we implemented the content of the nodes. So we have a function that now renders card node, history entry, and we have some function that, not the function, but yeah, after that function, let's just stage this guy. So after this function, we have a text area container which knows how to render controls and hide them and show them, and basically just renders this block, right? So on save click, we go ahead and say that if the text area is empty, we do nothing. Otherwise, we create a new node, we go to the state and insert this node in the state at the very beginning, and we do the same for the rendering. So we render the card node entry and prepend it into the container of nodes, and also hide the text area. So that's how we do the saving situation here. And then the cancel is basically just hiding the controls, collapsing the text area, and cleaning up the value of that text area, right? And that's basically this stuff, and that's it. Yeah. Okay. So let's commit and commit that and push. Okay, thank you guys for being with me today, and I will see you on the next video.